So welcome to tutorialsinhand.com. In this video tutorial, we are going to see the comparable sorting. This is one of the very famous Java topics, that is sorting string and then sorting the collection of objects. So we have the list of string and then we have already got this list of student object. The first thing is this sorting, that is list of string sorting, is very easy. We have to just get the list, add the string elements and then use collection.sort list and it will get sorted in the lexicographical order. And the reason behind that is the string class implements the comparable interface, and as a result these are automatically sorted in the lexicographical order. If you run this one, you will get the outputs in the lexicographical order. For example, see, first P is coming and then R is there because first character matched. So now the second character got checked, so both are matching again third one got checked and then the third one also matched, and now there is nothing, so this one is printed, and so Ramesh is printed after Ram, and then after R there is S, that is Sony. So the names are printed in the lexicographical order. That means they are sorted alphabetically, right? So this is well and good. And interviewer will generally ask you this question first so that you are comfortable, and then he will come up with the second follow-up question, that is, what if we have a list of objects something like this and the names go ahead like this. So what if we have to sort this list of students or list of student objects, then how this sorting will be done? Now this list is of type student, right? So instead of string, just change it to student. Now the elements are added without any issue. All the errors that were there has been solved. That means our list is prepared. And now see, sort is having problem. Why? Because now it cannot sort the list of student object, because student object that we have, you can see over here, does not implement comparable interface. Earlier it was easily able to sort the list of strings that we saw over here because this string class implements comparable interface, but now student does not implement comparable interface. Or any object that you have like student, employee or any other object that you might have, if it does not implement comparable interface or comparator interface, it will not work. Now I told you about comparator interface, right? So just quickly understand the difference between comparable and comparator interface. Comparable interface is generally used when you have to sort on the basis of single sorting sequence. Something like if you want to sort only on the basis of roll number, then you can use comparable interface. And you must remember that you cannot sort on the basis of both roll number and name using comparable interface. That is why using comparable will give you only single sorting sequence. You can sort either on the basis of roll number or on the basis of name. Only one will be permitted. So this is where comparator will come into play. You can have a multiple sorting sequence using comparator. So we will talk about comparator in the next video, but for now we are just going to focus on comparable, and we assume that we have to just sort on the basis of roll number, right? So in this case, what we have to do is to be able to sort this list of student object or any customized object, you need to implement comparable. See, you are getting the option for both comparable and comparator interface. Here we are going to take about comparable interface, and there you have to give this student object which you are going to sort using the comparable. So just add this one, and now you are getting error over here because when you implement something, you have to override any abstract method that it has and give the implementation to that. So here we have a compare to method which you need to implement. So see, you are getting this one, compare to method which you need to implement, and this will help you to sort the element in the lexicographical order or the order in which you want, because integer is not string, so lexicographically it will not be checked. Here we will check on the basis of greater than and less than. So let's do that. So here we will check if roll number is equals to this object dot roll number. So in that case, if both are equal, then you should always return 0, and if this roll number is greater than object dot roll number, then you should return 1, or else finally you will return -1, right? So this is how it works, and this is the standard way of writing the logic in the compare to interface if you have to sort on the basis of integer type, right? So if you now execute this class, now you see it will be able to sort. The error has disappeared because now student is also implementing comparable interface, and it is now in sync with the type which this sort method can sort, right? Now if you execute this one, you will be able to see that the elements will be sorted on the basis of roll number. Now see, first roll number 12 is printed, and then we have 45, 72, 122, and then we have 212. So it is sorted on the basis of ascending order of roll number, right? Now if you want to reverse this one, in interview they might ask you, what if you want to print in this way, 212, then 122, then 72, and then at last you want 12. In that case, you have to do just a simple thing. Here you have to do less than instead of greater than. If you change this one to less than, then it will internally sort on the basis of roll number in the descending order. So let's run once again. See, now you are getting 212 first and then 12 at the last. So now you should be thinking how this sorting is done when we are returning 0, 1, -1. Internally there is a logic written which uses this value that you return to find out the elements which will be placed first and which will be placed last. That can be checked if we try to debug this one. So let's run in the debug mode. You can also try it yourself. Here I will just show you how to do that. So in that case, I am not switching to debug mode. I will rather do it in this one only. So now see, here roll number 122 is getting compared with roll number 12. So 122 is not equals to 12. So what will happen if you press F6, it will go and check the next condition. So now 122 is checking with 12. So 122 is not less than 12, right? So in this case, it will fall in the third bracket, that is, it will return -1. And now -1 will be taken care by this compare to or comparable interface, and then it will do the sorting based on this -1 that you have written, and it will do the sorting of this roll number 122 and 12. And now again, if you go for the next round of compare, now it will check based on 212 and 122. So now it is checking based on 212 and 122, right? First one checked with 12 and 122, and now it is checking with 122 and 212. So now what will happen is 212 is equals to 122 will be checked. It is not correct. If you press F6, then it will come to this one. Now 212 is less than 122. This is also not correct. Now it will move to this third else block, and now it will also return -1, and it will take this value and do the sorting for this 212 and 122 and place it accordingly as per its logic. Now if we press F6, you will be able to see where this sorting is getting done. See, it has its own logic which you don't have to write, just because it is implemented by comparable team sort itself, and this is where the logic is working. Means you are returning 1 -1, something like that, and it is taking the things in this way. So this is comparable team sort. If you want, you can go ahead and check all the logics over here. We are not going to delve deeper into it. Just we want to show you that how this is working. So hope you have been able to understand how this is working. Now see, once everything has run, it will show you the output on the screen. Once you keep pressing F6 and everything has been compared, means all the roll numbers has been compared, then it will print the output over here, right? So this is how comparable works. So in comparable interface, you have to make sure that you are overriding this one and providing the implementation so that it could sort the elements of student type based on any integer value. It is not like roll number. You can have salary or something like that. If it is int, you can easily sort it on the basis of this one, and this is something which is standard and you can write it every time, right? You can change this one to greater than and less than if you want to change the order of sorting, and that will be all, and you will be able to sort each and everything. Now what if you want to sort on the basis of name? So you have to change this one to match the logics based on name, right? Now if you want to sort on the basis of name, then we have to change the logic inside it, and then let's have something like this where int result will be now name dot compare to, okay, it is o dot name, so o dot name. And now what will happen is when you use compare to, then it will sort in the lexicographical order based on the string values that is coming over here. So if both the strings are equal, then it will return what? 0. If this string is greater than this one, when compared lexicographically, it will return 1, and if it is less than this one when compared lexicographically, it will return -1. So in this case our logic will become, if result is equals to 0, then if result is equals to 0, then we will return 0. If result is equals to 1, then we will return 1, or finally we will return -1, right? So this sorting can be easily done. If you run this one now the sorting is done based on the lexicographical order. See, now the sorting is done based on the lexicographical order where M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, and then we have two values with S. So S and S is equals. So now this O will be compared, and then these are also equal. Then N will be compared. These are also equal. Now you will come to U and I. So U, V, S, T. So U is greater, right? So that is why Sonu is printed first and then Sony is printed. So this is how it is compared lexicographically, and we get the result or output like this in the case of string. I think this much logic is not needed, because when it will compare, it will either return the result as 0, 1 or -1. So whatever result we are getting, we can simply return that, and that will also work. And in that case, this logic, if else logic, is not needed in case of comparing string. So let's check whether this is correct or not. So let's again execute this one and see whether we get the output. See, we are getting the same output, right? Because this if else became illogical, because if it is already comparing and giving you the result, means if it will compare like this and give you 0 if it is matching with both name are same, this will return 1 if this one is greater than this one, and it will return -1 if this one is less than this one. But remember, the comparison is done in the lexicographical order. So this is very simple now, right? Now this is how you will compare the list of object or any customized object with the help of comparable interface. So now next we will check how do we use comparator interface, because your interviewer will definitely ask you the question, what if I want to sort on the basis of roll number also and string name also? Then what will be the case? And then you will have to say that I will implement comparator, but that will have a different logic, and we will see how that will work. And in the comparable interface, you must notice one more thing, that here we are modifying the actual class, right? Because everything that you are doing, means whatever logic you are implementing in this class student, right? So you have told now that means list of any student object that will come, it will be sorted in this order only. So this is where you have modified this one. So this is impacting your class also, right? So every time anyone will share the list of object and will try to sort, it will be sorted as per the logic you have overridden, right? But this is not the case in comparator. Comparator does not modify the actual class, and we will see how in the next video tutorial. Till then, keep learning, keep enjoying, and don't forget to tell us how you feel about the video. Did you learn anything? And if you really enjoyed this one, please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. That will help us to grow as well. Thank you.